the KiiBoom Evoke and KiiBoom Allure. Those are from a new company. The company seems interesting and the sound surprised me enough so that I decided to make a video. The one I have in my hand is the KiiBoom Evoke, and the KiiBoom Allure I will not be holding in my hand so that I don't confuse them. So I know better when I talk about the KiiBoom Allure, the one somewhere out there, and the KiiBoom Evoke, the one right here. This is also because the KiiBoom Evoke is the one I would recommend out of the two, and they have quite a different sound. So let's start with the build quality. They are pretty similar. I prefer the KiiBoom Evoke, which has this beautiful faceplate and looks much better, while the KiiBoom Allure is a normal ear looking EM. They are priced one at $100 and one at $200. The Evoke is priced at $200 and the KiiBoom Allure at $100. For $100, the Allure is comfortable, is well made, and the sound is quite alluring. That's the most thing I can say. It is a very vague kind of sound. So the instrument separation is quite poor. It also has a very mashed up sound, but at the same time it is extremely fluid and extremely pleasing. So it's like zero fatigue, but at the same time not a great amount of resolution and detail, which makes me think, what is up with this? It's kind of odd at first, but then you start liking it, and that's the fun part. I started listening to the Allure to make the review, the full written review, and then I didn't stop. So it was pleasing, it was really enjoyable, despite being such a weird signature, like so vague, yet so enjoyable. So that is how I would describe it. It is vague, it is enjoyable, it is pretty wide in the soundstage. So that kind of signature comes with a pretty wide presentation. It is fun to hear. And then I started listening to the Evoke, which helped me decide to make this video, because they are borderline on the price that I still make videos, because making videos about entry-level products is fun. I want to do that, but I can't afford to. It's like the price of the product is so low that it's just the cost of the video is insanely high. Here is the KiiBoom Evoke. The Evoke is interesting. This one has a really pleasing sound, and this one is the better of the two brothers and the better EMO from the company KiiBoom. The company is new. I don't know much about them, but I noticed that their EMs are available on Amazon, from where I suggest you purchase them. Amazon is just awesome if you have products that are new or products that you have never used before or something that may develop an issue. Go with Amazon. It is golden to have support and to have the returnability, especially if you aren't sure if you will like something. Like if you are ordering something, an experimental thing, a new thing, like a new in-ear monitor, try to order it from Amazon so that you can return it if you end up disliking them. And that is something that may happen. It can happen. We can disagree and still be friends. You know, you can hear something and think, yeah, I don't hear it as he described, but you can still follow me. You can still find my content enjoyable. It's not always about who is correct. Sometimes it's just about living your life to the fullest and being happy. Now, on the KiiBoom Evoke, this one surprised me. It's extremely detailed, like it's so detailed. At the same time, it has a very good sub-bass extension down to about 25 to 30 Hertz. Below that, I cannot really say that I hear, but most EMs don't really reach the 20 Hertz mark very well. But it's so nice in that tuning. It's like so pleasing. It's very detailed, but at the same time, that detail is kind of smooth, so it is never fatiguing, it is never harsh, it is never sibilant. It can display some of the details, some of the finer details that music has so well. It's like, it is the epitome of pleasingness. It's like so fun to hear. It is forward, it is enjoyable, and it is addictive. It has a very dynamic sound, very punchy sound, and it is really pleasing. So for $200, I was used to hearing this kind of presentation from $350 EMs usually. So you could say that it performs above its price point. It is much better than you would assume it to be. The company is indeed new. I cannot say anything about the warranty and such. The company just launched. They are friendly, but yeah, you know, a company can simply disappear overnight. It has detachable cables. Both of them have the same cable and the same 2-pin connector. Both units came with this huge case, which I don't know why it is so large. There is enough space to have the EM and a smartphone and a charger and the music player and the dongle jack inside. So it's like really large. You don't need this kind of space for an EM. I think they are supposed to also have a carrying case. I mean, besides this one, but I did not receive it. The company did tell me that the packaging is not final, so your package may differ. You may not get this at all, or you may get this and some bonus. Both the Evoke and the Allure come with 3 pairs of tips, so 3 sizes, and that is pretty much everything there is about the package. I think that this package is quite terrible for an EM because having so much space inside means that they will rattle a lot and that could damage the EMs. In terms of the overall comfort, I think that both of them are about equal. They have this resin body, which is very comfortable in contact with my ear, doesn't produce any kind of discomfort, is pleasing to use. The bore length is short, so the fit is on the shallower side of things. It is not a very deep fit, and that's not something bad. Usually a shallow fit, but with good tips, is better than a deep fit that you can stand. I tend to have problems with deep fitting EMs because everyone's ear has some small changes in direction. It is not a straight line, which means that at the moment you are wearing a very deep fitting EM, it will push on some of the nerves inside of your ear. The KiiBoom Evoke and the KiiBoom Allure are isolated from driver flex. None of them doesn't have driver flex, which is pretty cool, and neither of them doesn't need quite that much power to be driven well. So you don't have to invest quite that much in a source. You don't have to struggle too much. Anything will just bring the best in them. They are easy to drive, they are easy to enjoy. The cable is also of a very good quality, no microphonics conducted, and it looks pretty nice, this silvery color. The length is about standard, 1.5 meters. I think it is easier to judge the length compared to my body than to your display size. All in all, it was a pleasing experience hearing the KiiBoom Evoke and the KiiBoom Allure. Both of them are interesting. But if you need a revealing, a detailed, and a clean sounding EM, the KiiBoom Evoke is really evoking. It evokes emotion in you. It's like the company knew what they were doing. Usually most Chinese companies have very odd names for their EMs, like the Harmonic Dyne Devil. Why? Why did you name it that way? I mean, why? Why? And Harmonic Dyne in general is bad with names, but Teen Hi-Fi 2 is pretty poor with names. 7 Hertz is not great. So yeah, most hi-fi companies aren't doing so well with naming their EMs. This one, KiiBoom Evoke, is the kind of EM that would evoke and sparkle in you, and the KiiBoom Allure is alluring, so they really got the naming right. I hope that I also got your entertainment right. I hope you have enjoyed your time at Audiophile Heaven. I hope you'll consider watching more videos. I hope you'll click on some of my other videos. Also, I hope you'll be using the Amazon links in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and any contribution is helpful. If you can donate a dime, if you can like the video, if you can subscribe to my channel, and if you can share the video and tell others about my work. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we'll see each other really soon. Bye bye.